It's showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
Oh, it's been getting so hard living with the things you do to me. My dreams are getting so strange. I'd like to tell you everything I see. Oh, I see a man in the back. As a matter of fact, his eyes are as red as the sun. And the girl in the corner that no one ignores because she thinks she's the passionate one. Oh, yeah, it was like lightning. Everybody was frightening, and the music was soothing, and they all started grooving. Yeah. Those lyrics come from the band Sweet from the song The Ballroom Blitz. It was featured in films such as Daddy Daycare, Wayne's World, and most importantly, Tales from the Crypt presents Bordello of Blood, which is about Dennis Miller fighting vampires with a super soaker full of holy water. But why do I bring this up? Because it's October 16th, 2021, and as all my Midwestern kin know, it's Sweetest Day. Yes, it's that holiday created by a candy company to sell more candy, and every girl I dated in high school and college expected something to be given to them on this day. But the sweetest thing for me is to be here with you on Saturday Matinée. And joining me for this candy-coated collection of chaos is the too sweet for words Pete Wright.
I'd like to quote Rob Cabasco from a few seconds from now and say, I'm sorry, what's happening right now?
And the variety pack of delights known as Rob Cabasco.
I thought it was pronounced sweat, but
gentlemen, good Saturday to you. What have you been watching?
I thank you. Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here. Okay, so it's been rough and a little bit busy with life, but my wife finally finished Bones.
Oh, good. You can finally move on to something else. Has there something else taken its place now?
Cougar Town. and
well, but that's still Bill Lawrence, so that can help fill the Ted Lasso void.
Because of course Ted Lasso. We should talk about the finale of Ted Lasso, but yes, we were riding a big Bill Lawrence wave. Krista Miller, everybody. It's been nice. So anyway, that's all. And then I wanted to go see No Time to Die.
Oh, you didn't see it yet?
No, I have not. I did get spoiled on something else I listened to. I heard that is
it how Bond likes his martini?
No, I heard this actually on another podcast. I heard that there is a comma missing in the title. And that it should be no
time to
comma.
die.
Time to die. Yeah, that's pretty accurate, actually.
That's it.
Pete, have you gone to see James Bond's latest adventure?
I have not.
Okay, so it's just me. And as I'm going to be on the film board to discuss it, I will not talk about my opinion of it. However, I did send one sentence to Rob when he asked me how it was. So
Rob, would you care to characterize the tone of that sentence?
Wait, it was like 3 words. It was. I think. Okay, I'm going to paraphrase. Best directed chaos.
Oh, okay.
Was that kind of
it was overlong, over dramatic, and possibly the best directed Bond film of all time.
Okay, I'll take that. And as someone who is,
but I'll take that conversation elsewhere.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of bearish on other Bonds. Daniel Craig is my Bond, and I wish I could be on that show because Ocean and I always have words about this. We disagree a lot. And so I'm not there yet. Haven't seen it. Won't be able to make it.
But you have seen the end of Ted Lasso's season 2.
Yes.
Okay, so how did you feel about the Empire Strikes Back of
I was just going to say, it was rightly characterized as the Empire Strikes Back of Ted Lasso. Of course, I loved it. I loved all of it, every single bit of it. I loved the Sam Obisanya stuff. Mm-hmm. I loved the billionaire tantrum. I mean, the whole end of the show. I've just been really, really loving. I know that there are some who are frustrated by it because it's too dark, but this is exactly the season I needed to show that it's a show, to demonstrate that it's a show that still maintains some complexity in character development and writing, and even over top of Ted Lasso, who is a character that could have just been a one-note, one-trick pony. And he's been made something real this season. Thank you, Dr. Sharon. I think it's really, really great.
Yes,
she was great. I thought it was, again, a fantastic season as well. And even though I hear people complaining, but I'm like, what show have you been watching? But the season 1 was the threat was within. So basically, it was about getting everybody sort of onto Ted Lasso's vibe himself, not the show, but like about the positivity and different ways of doing things. And then once everybody was sort of on board, then the entire world goes, oh no, we don't care for that, and then tries to get in and try and destroy that. And so it was like basically the group of them almost pulling together against all the outside forces that want to go, this positivity thing, yeah, I'm not a fan.
I don't care for it. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to in the third season. Here's a prediction: there will be a scene. Nate will be dying. Ted will have him in his arms. Nate will look at Ted and go, help me take this wig off. Let me look at you with my own hair. Trilogy complete.
Trilogy complete. Can I, speaking of casting and weird hair, can I share the other thing that I'm super excited about? This is another thing we've talked about on the show before, but it's something I'm super excited about.
And that is, hair.
Oh my goodness.
I haven't gotten to that. I haven't. Yeah, I'm still. Is that am I an episode behind? I don't recognize the image. I mean, I know it's from Only Murders in the Building, which I thought I was caught up, but am I an episode behind?
The Jane Lynch episode.
Okay, I have not seen Jane Lynch yet, so we must be an episode behind.
I think you're an episode behind. Just dropped this week, and it is. I will not spoil it. The casting was already announced, but the fact that they did what they did with her character in relationship to Steve Martin's character is just delightful. Rob, you've seen it?
We just saw it last night. We just saw it last night. And as soon as you put this, I went,
it's
yes.
Superb. It is superb. And that whole show is, I mean, the way this is the perfect episodic TV show, right? It is just perfect because the end of every episode is an, oh my God, what's going to happen next? This feels like a show of my youth that I look at the other people in the room with me and I'm like, can you believe it? And legitimately cannot believe it. I am in it.
I am watching it with my wife and my 13-year-old. And what's interesting is that we're seeing it on different levels, but all enjoying it. Yeah. So we finish an episode and then stop and then go, okay, let's talk about that. And we talk about like what our theories are and stuff. But my daughter doesn't know the tropes. So she's never really watched a mystery show at all. So she doesn't get sort of some of the things that they're doing. So we're like, oh, okay, well, this is, we're doing like this. And there's red herrings and like having to explain all that kind of stuff because it's just not a genre she's familiar with. So that's been interesting too, to sort of expose her to that sort of television procedural mystery thing, but also in a brand new way that's never really been done. To have that podcast element where like they have the pacing and the rhythm of a podcast as well.
What a joy. What a joy that whole show is. I came to it. I feel like I came to it late. I remember Rob saying we're watching I came to it after like 5 or 6 episodes and then just watched the whole thing. It is really, really terrific.
Yeah, we binged it in like 2 days.
Well, and the final, that was the penultimate episode, right? The final episode is this. Yeah.
Have they been renewed? Do we know that?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good. Another murder in the building because
I'll tell you, this is one of those shows that I have come to really. It's like Ted Lasso. Like I feel like you watch the season and hear the renewal, and it is a show I trust. It's absolutely a show I trust. And I would extend that Bill Lawrence has a new Jason Segel show that was just signed, Shrinking, where Jason Segel plays a psychotherapist who tells the truth to his clients, apparently. And that's the gimmick. It's supposed to be just sort of a focusing the lens on humanity, like Ted Lasso, but through a different sort of perspective. And I trust it. I trust it. I'll be there.
Yeah. I say I have to take exception to one recommendation that was recommended to me, and that's Attack of the Hollywood Cliches, because I got about 10 minutes into it and I was like, this is hot garbage, and I had to step away.
I can't. Whose pick was that?
That was Rob.
Hey, listen, hold on.
It was a good trailer in his defense.
The teaser was way better than the main course. Yeah, it's trash.
I couldn't even for the hour, I couldn't do it.
What? No, come on. What makes it trash?
Okay, it is so slight that you don't even realize that they're done with the subject. Like they're like, there's the meet cute where people meet cute and they have a talking head comes up going, yeah, you have to do something crazy and they have to meet up there. Now let's talk about and it's like, whoa, we're done with Meet Cute. But it was 2 minutes. Like that's how long you spent. I mean, they're it's not even that they're going through it. It's like everything is so fast that it's just like, like just having a show where you mention that a cliche exists. That's it. That's the whole premise of the hour-long show. And it was like, why? How you got Annie McDowell dressed up in makeup for this?
Oh no.
What a waste of her time.
I'm gonna have a theory. The PowerPoint that was used to pitch this concept actually ended up being the script.
Each one of those cliches could really be its own, like a 15-20 minute episode.
Sure.
But instead, it's I swear, I think one of them I saw was like 2 minutes long, and they were done, and they were moved on to the next thing. It was like, just letting us know that something exists isn't really enough these days, I would think.
That's not great. Well, thank you for the counter recommendation. I will promptly not watch it.
So the thing is, after I know we're going to get to trailers, but the thing is, I think by the time that if people are hearing this, they will not be interested in our trailers because a bunch of new trailers will have dropped because this weekend is DC Fandome. And if you remember from last time, a ton of content dropped, including the first look at the Batman. And now we're going to be getting an official trailer for Robert Pattinson's The Batman, Matt Reeves, I should say, as well. And a ton of other stuff, probably Black Adam, probably Peacemaker. I mean, all this stuff. So, we're going to talk about our trailers that we picked for this week, but they will be irrelevant so fast.
Related to that, did you see that there is, at the time of our recording, there is a teaser for the Batman trailer, and you get to hear Robert Patterson's Batman voice.
Oh, could you do it for us, please?
It's a slightly it's basically just a less gravelly Christian Bale. I was like, oh, seriously? Like, all right, that's fine.
Yes, I don't. Who knows what else is going to be revealed and stuff too, but it should be exciting. Last time they did it was really, really good for the first time out. Now now this is their sophomore outing. This will be their Ted Lasso season 2.
I'm excited about it. I just get excited about these things and wait to hang my hat on a large hook of disappointment later.
I would expect there will probably be some exciting announcements too. So maybe there has to be a follow-up show to talk about all the nerd news. That's
all the nerd news, yeah.
But not to be undone, Marvel has a little bit of information that came out. Just squeaked out just before Fandome buries them in content. We have possibly a new show, or at least one that's in development, and a new cast member, and both start with A.
Oh, I think I did. That was a really good connector. Adam and Agatha. We've got news. Well, the Agatha Harkness one. I mean, I don't think there's any surprise there that she's basically signed the deal to appear in more movies and shows. And I think that was it. Like, it was just, okay, so, she will be back, and everyone lets out a collective sigh of happiness. And then, is it Will Poulter? It will play Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3,
going younger.
Which
our regrets to Clark Gregg, who I know wanted to play that part, but when they pick somebody 40 years younger than you, there's really not a whole lot of competition with there. I mean, it was like, so maybe if they age him up, you can.
I was not an Adam Warlock guy. I never really followed much of the Adam Warlock. He was just sort of wasn't he like the Jesus character, Space Jesus? Yeah. I don't know. Were you guys Adam Warlock followers? Surely with those beards you were.
Yes. I was around when he was around. I wouldn't say I was a big fan of his, but I read a lot more of him than I did Silver Surfer just at the time, just because he was around and doing a bunch of stuff, and Silver Surfer was off, farting around with Galactus.
Right.
So I know a little bit of stuff. He is going to be really interesting in the hands of James Gunn because he is not a comedic character, I would say, at all. He's very serious, very pompous, I would almost go so far as to say, and very self-righteous. So it'll be interesting to see him playing off of the Guardians and possibly coming in as an antagonist.
Right.
Because if they're playing what they did at the end of Guardians 3, then he was created by the Sovereign to essentially destroy the Guardians. So
that's the big arc of the Guardians, and ends up being a pivot, and he'll be a hero by the end, and everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, and
All right.
big hugs and
So we've seen the movie.
Cue the 70s
Yeah.
rock song.
Right. I'm sure
Credits
there's
roll.
an REO Speedwagon song on
Yeah,
deck,
exactly.
right? Ready for the needle drop.
When I saw that news though, I was like, do you remember like everyone was thinking it was going to be Zac Efron?
Yeah.
Like that was the name that was at the top of that list. So no, you're right. I mean, they are going younger, which leads into a lot of all the new Avengers stuff that they are planting the seeds for.
Yeah. It's also interesting that he is very strongly connected to the Soul Stone, and here will not be, because there is no Soul Stone. It got piffed away. So,
well, I mean, what if?
Yeah.
What if it's not?
What if, Rob?
Who knows?
And now I know you were holding off on What If, Pete.
No, I actually ended
have you now
I did
dived in and
you know
gotten all
what?
the way through?
Sadly, I can tell you that I have not seen the final episode, but I've seen all the others, and I've been very pleased. It's one of those things that they plant these stupid seeds in my head of things that now I want to see in the main line.
Yeah. And I think that they are seeing that the response has been really strong. Like certain characters have really popped. And so I don't think this is the last time we're going to see Captain Carter, for instance. I mean, I really think that hit really strong in an Agatha Harkness kind of way, that they're like, oh yeah, we need to do that again.
Yeah, we need to find a way. Did it meet your standards, guys? I mean, after as much time as you have invested in Marvel, like did it meet kind of what you expected and are excited about?
I will say this, I didn't know what to expect because again, animated and just seeing the original teasers and stuff, I thought some episodes were definitely better than others, but the Captain Carter, I'm sold 1000%. I want to see MCU Captain Carter somewhere along the way. Absolutely. Haley Atwell, there's a part of my heart that is for her. It's yes, absolutely. So that's great. And plus there's a lot of stuff going. There's a missing episode that they have talked about that you know is missing when you see the finale. And I want to see where that goes because there was a very definitive decision to make with a certain character who wears armor of a certain metal, and why and what did they do and what does that do for the future? And is a man. Anyway, so no, I loved it, but I mean, definitely you can see the pandemic probably had some impact on the development, but there are some of these moments are just they're iconic. Yeah. They're already iconic now.
Some of what you wouldn't expect from animation, which is like the fight choreography and stuff, is just amazing. Like, I mean, they go beat for beat, and you go, "This looks straight out of an MCU movie."
Oh yeah, there were some lovely horror tropes too in the zombies.
They managed to switch genres a couple of times, and they like even in the when the Avengers were being killed, there's sort of like that mystery element, even though they sort of violated one of the rules of mysteries, and that they left a huge plot point out because when the killer's revealed, they were never mentioned early in any of the story. You have to watch movies that aren't connected. But my main complaint is they're too short. Like they're trying to tell too much story in 22 minutes. I understand animation is expensive and they only have so much that they can do. But it's sort of like when I see all the money they're putting into the Star Wars shows, you kind of go, really? Like this wasn't like you couldn't go 40 minutes? You couldn't, because there's so many things where the main things when you see people talk about them online is, well, what about, how come they didn't talk about where was, then it's like, yeah, because they only had 22, 25 minutes to get through.
That was a real shame.
It's my thing is like, let them breathe. Like some are going to be short episodes, but some of them really like that Killmonger episode.
Oh yeah.
Like there was so much stuff where you're like, but why did, you want to just give it a chance to sort of like expand a little bit. So like, let it be however long it needs to be. And don't just try and keep it into the same thing, but who knows? But yeah, I was pleased. I was excited every time a new episode came on. I wanted to see what they were going to do.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
So speaking of the future, let's talk about trailers. Rob, you were the first one in there, so tell us about your trip to the bar.
The Tender Bar, which I assume it's like a tender ship. Is that what I think that's what I got the whole thing is like a ship that helps fix the other ships. Okay. So this is the Tender Bar to fix. I'm assuming that.
Okay. Oh,
here's the deal.
I like that.
That's what I got from. Okay. So I saw this come up in my feed, watched the trailer. This looks to me like the most heart-filled Amazon Prime produced movie yet. Ben Affleck, Christopher Lloyd Lily Rabe, Rob, I forget. We just watched her in the latest season of American Horror Story, who is really, really good. It is this story of this character. His name's J.R. Moringer, and it starts off as a boy, and Ben Affleck plays his uncle. It looks so heartfelt, and Christopher Lloyd has me. He plays like the not all there totally grandfather, but it resonated. I just love this coming of age movie about this boy, and he's played by two actors, Ty Sheridan and Daniel Ranieri. It just looked great. I just loved the heart, because I've watched a couple of Amazon produced or Amazon purchased movies, and this might be good.
Your grandfather is a selfish old prick who resents taking care of his family.
And yet, you all end up back here at my house.
Welcome. Your only uncle, so most of your favorite uncle, right?
Sounds like some maybe.
I have no idea how, but you are going to law school.
So you can sue your father for child support.
No, so he can help with your fines about the septic tank.
No, here we go.
Hey, whose kid is that?
My sister's.
Which sister? The hot one or the crazy one?
What, do you want to die? Okay, 2 rules. I'm never gonna let you in. And I'm gonna always tell you the truth. Your father is deadbeat. I'll take care of you. Teach you the male sciences. I saw you in the yard playing sports. You're not very good. Find some other activities.
I like to read.
Here's the thing. Let's talk about Ben Affleck. I think Ben Affleck is one of those actors that was meant to become a professional, famous movie star later in life. All the stuff that he did earlier was fine, but now it was fine and good. Like, I like him. I find him more believable and more charismatic with age on him. And I think he's going to have, seems weird, I think that Ben Affleck is going to have one hell of a career. Because I just think he is better as an older adult.
I 1000% agree. And the theory is because he's got mileage now.
Yeah.
He's got pain.
Yep.
That movie that came out, I forget, what was it? The Long Way Home, the one where he's the recovering alcoholic basketball coach. That movie's fantastic. It's a hard movie. This had kind of a shell of that, but it looks a lot more heartfelt, and I think it's going to be just a good story. But I agree, you can see it. You compare his performances now to Good Will Hunting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you realize the Good Will Hunting was the kid who's acting and is like, well, I think this is what I should be doing.
It was like accidental. It feels accidental in hindsight. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it would have been better for him if he had become less famous that soon.
Yeah.
Like if he had actually had to like pay his dues a little bit more, like to get to this place, he could have gotten there further by like, treading the boards and stuff and working around. It was sort of like, oh, it's too bad he became a huge multinational star and multimillionaire and got one Oscar
winner.
It feels a little bit. It feels a little bit redemptive to be a fan now, though. To feel like, yeah, I've seen most of the other movies, and they were all he makes some generally good choices. Geely, okay, but he makes generally good choices, and I think now it's like the stuff that he's doing. I just really like him. I like him, and maybe it's because I'm older. I don't know, but we're right alongside each other right now. I mean, nipping at each other's heels, nipping.
Yeah, I was a little worried when I first started because it's the start of the trailer's a little treacly, and I was like, oh boy, another like. Schmaltzy family, Boston, whatever. And then sort of midway through, it sort of takes a little bit of a turn, and you start seeing, oh, it's going to be like a generational, like they're going to show over the course of all this time of this kid growing up and stuff too. And I gotta tell you, something about the way they used me and Julio down by the schoolyard, like they start playing it just as a needle drop, and it's like, oh, okay. And then they bring in the orchestral version of it and cut back and forth, and like the hairs on my arm went up. Like, I don't know what you are doing, George Clooney, but this is brilliant. Like, I was
I forgot to mention that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's directed by George Clooney.
There's another guy who is exactly that same thing. Like, okay, ER, he's a handsome young doctor, but now he's got mileage.
Those days of On the Facts of Life are far
Right.
behind.
Hey, but yeah, that's what I say. I will say about George Clooney, he did pay his dues.
Yes. Truth.
So, Rob,
All
when
right.
can we see the Tender Bar?
Limited release on December 17th, and then streaming on Prime Video beginning January 7th, 2022.
All right, I got in there next. I was holding off until this very day just because nothing that came out was interesting to me. I thought I would have to bring out a trailer just to make fun of something. And then from above, Kevin Feige gifted me a new trailer for Hawkeye.
It's gonna be the best Christmas ever. So I took the kids to New York to see a show.
Sounds pretty cool to me.
And then people started trying to kill us.
Actually, it's pretty bad when you think about it.
It's the most wonderful time.
Let me guess, you're gonna need another day.
Or two. Things have gotten complicated. Probably should have brought more guys. Oh, good. You did.
So we got to see a little bit more of the action, what's going on. And we got to see the fact that one of my wife's big complaints, she's like, where's his wife? Why is he just with his kids? Are they divorced? What's going on? And then, so in this trailer, we get to see Mrs. Barton, like, you know, as she's actually in the show, even though she might just be on the telephone, but she's part of the show. And then a lot more action. And then and the big thing is at the end, we find out when we're going to get to see it, which is 2 episodes. That's right. They're dropping 2 episodes at the same time on November 24th, only on Disney Plus. What do you guys think of the new Hawkeye trailer?
It's going to be my birthday watch for sure. Oh yeah. I'll be taking time off and probably watch it a couple of times. I am very excited about it. It still fulfills everything that I want out of what they're doing with this character. It feels so much like, they're just doing a great honor, I think, to the character, to the new comic. I am a big fan. Big fan.
What did you think, Rob?
I think I can sum up my feelings with this little ditty I worked up. It's the most Hawkeye time of the year. With the kids' winter moping and arrows a-flowing, you'll be of good cheer. It's the most Hawkeye time of the year. Yes! It's amazing. Those kids, though, don't you get the feeling like as kids, you just want to smack them?
Yeah.
Well, sure. Probably a little bit. It's fine.
No, it looks great. I can't say this enough. We've said it before. The show is coming out at the end of November, and it's themed for the season. Awesome. That's it. I'm in. Love it.
All right, Pete, you're taking us in a different tone.
That means it's my turn?
It is your turn.
Yeah. So I did not, let me just say, I did not pick a trailer myself in time for the show, and I had a trailer picked for me. Now, I don't want to say that I didn't have a trailer picked. I just didn't get it into our fancy document. Therefore, I end up having a trailer inflicted on me. The question is, why? Why do you think I would have wanted, Kyle, this trailer?
Well, you are on quite the horror kick these days.
I don't know if you've heard. I love horror movies now.
Here's a brand new high-budget, high-profile horror movie. I think it would be a disservice to the fans, especially here in the month of October, if we didn't talk about Scream 5, which I believe is being referred to as Scream.
Would you like to play a game, Tara?
Hello?
It's happening. 3 attacks so far. Do you have a gun?
I'm Sydney Prescott. Of course I have a gun.
Something about this one just feels different.
Samantha? I know who you are. I've been through this a lot. This is your life now, which means that whoever this is going to keep coming for you. You ready for this?
I'm never going to call this movie Scream. It's Scream 5.
It's Scream again. Come on.
Scream again would be great.
It is. Scream some more. It's Scream some more.
Scream
2022.
Scream. How about Scream? Just make it Scream. Answer the call.
Oh.
Did you get that?
Oh, bravo.
I just won.
Oh my
I just
God,
won.
yes.
I
10 points to Rob.
I think there's a lot going on. I do love the tagline that they actually have, though. It's always someone you know, right? Lean in
Yeah.
on the trope that they've already hammered home over the course of so many movies. It is always someone you know. I think it is one of those movies that has an opportunity to be really fun, right? This is a movie that screams to me, there is such risk at just snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, right? Like, this could be a pummeling for us, for those of us who have grown up with this movie, because the trailer is all the same stuff except for the great
hits.
line, why are you calling me on my landline? Like, they have, if the movie is just those kind of jokes, it will miss the bar. And so it makes me nervous. Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett are directors, Guy Busick and James Vanderbilt, based on, obviously, Kevin Williamson's characters. Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox and David Arquette are coming back. And I guess we'll see. The real question is, are they, as a trio, enough for us, and are the new young people enough for them? You know what I mean? Like, for the others, because this movie, I think, again, opportunity to bring us together in our screams. And I just hope they don't waste it. So I'm kind of excited about it. What do you think?
I did not. Okay, I'm going to tell you something. I think I vaguely heard about this, forgot this was happening. My daughter loved the original stream.
Sure.
When we introduced, loved
Good
it.
taste.
This is a must watch for us. We will go see, absolutely. So totally excited. First thing that got me was, wow. I mean, really, if you wanted to make a trailer that made everyone think technology is going to kill you.
Yeah.
This is it, right? Like the whole wireless locks and the all of
great.
it. My God,
Yeah,
right?
that
like
was a nice touch.
So that's wonderful. That's the connection. What you're talking about, bridging the generations here. Totally get it. I can't get over, and I'm just going to say, like, I'll just say it. David Arquette and Courtney Cox in this trailer looked amazing.
Agreed.
And I went, wow, like you got.
And one of them is destined to die.
Dewey's gonna get his, man. So no, like, I mean, I'm just gonna tell you, it was just such. It just looked great. It looks like it is going to be successful in doing everything you just laid out. Like, I think this actually is going to be a tightrope that is going to make everyone happy. I hope I'm not let down. Again, though, what did I say? What have we been watching? We've been watching Cougar Town.
Yeah.
It had me for all the feels. I wanted Bobby Cobb to come out of like a door or something, but I'm just happy. It's cool.
It's a great trailer. I mean, I think they do a nice job of doing that. I would be much more excited if I knew they hadn't tried this 3 more times and failed. Like, if this was coming out like the Halloween movie that just came out, not Halloween Kills, but the previous one, which is called Halloween. Thanks. Marketing departments.
Answer the call.
Doing top
You're doing
work
great.
right now.
Yeah.
Love it. Doesn't make our jobs confusing at all. If this was coming out like that, like there had been one Scream movie and this came out, holy cow, I would be so over the moon excited about this. But that they kind of like have done it again and again. Yeah, it sort of lessens it for me. But I think the real big question out of this is, did David Arquette use his Scream 5 paycheck to buy Bozo?
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
That's the question, right?
Yeah. Does Bozo have the cred that I think David Arquette thinks it does?
Well, we're gonna find out because the Bozo universe is coming. The
Bozo
universe.
The
Bozoverse.
Hold on.
You take that back.
Wait. We're talking about something that we mentioned. We were going to mention the news about David Arquette. Yes, if you're wondering, he actually bought the rights to Bozo the Clown. And the answer to your question is when you say, "Oh, we're about to find out." No, my theory is we're not going to find out because I don't think you're ever going to hear about this again.
Sorry, Rob. I've actually been contracted to write the Young Bozo Chronicles. So it'll be an animated series and a series of novels chronicling the rise of Bozo.
And also, we'll never hear from Kyle again. So,
well, there goes your development deal.
Yeah.
Save me a part. Make a part for me.
I will say one more thing. One in terms of casting, I mean, there are a
Yes.
lot of really great young actors. Jenna Ortega is in it; she's wonderful. Jasmine Savoy Brown, but I have really found an affinity with the young Jack Quaid from The Boys, and I love that Jack Quaid is in this
okay.
movie.
I did not know that. That's
yeah,
nice.
that is something that I think is. It might just, maybe it's more worth watching than that. Maybe he's the new David Arquette. We'll see.
Pete,
All right.
when will we scream again?
We'll see it in January. At some point, January 14th, 2022. Yes, January 14th, 2022.
And to see it, you have to venture to the scariest place of all, the outside
The
world.
Netherlands. That's right.
The Netherlands?
So that's my news.
I put together a little game for us to play. Luckily, you'll be playing together, not apart, because I'm all about inclusion.
Thank
you.
Together. So, in honor of October, we all know when it comes to horror, men are at a disadvantage. We are most likely to be killed in a really gruesome way, and let's face it, we probably deserved it. But your goal today is to try and figure out how to survive a horror movie by sticking close to the person with the best chance of surviving. That's right, it's the final girl elimination challenge. And since there is one clear winner already, I'm declaring this whole game in honor of Miss Ellen Ripley, who my wife pointed out would be the favorite, and like no one could stop her. So, like Jordan, we are hanging her white tank top in the rafters and picking from other quality candidates. So, I guess this is Ellen Ripley presents the final girl elimination challenge. We have 8 worthy final girls. Your goal as a team, so together, is to pick which one you think would keep your dumbass alive longest in a horror movie. Okay, so we have 8 candidates. So you're picking the one you think would be the most likely to keep you alive. So I have 4 brackets to start out with. I'm good at writing. I'm bad at editing. So I have 2 names for each of the matchups. So the first one is They Saw It Coming, or Death Can Be a Real Dick. Because we have, facing off from Happy Death Day, we have Tree Gelbman. And from Final Destination, we have Clear Rivers. So both of them have seen their fair share of death over and over again, and yet somehow survived to the end. Which one would you pick to accompany you?
I have a gut check, but I don't know. Rob, does anything like jump out at you right away?
So if you've not seen Happy Death Day to you, it is Groundhog Day as a horror movie. So a girl is killed over and over again. And Final Destination is about a group of teenagers who survive a plane crash, and death starts picking them off one by one because they cheated his design.
I am just going to say Final Destination. Okay, this is horrible logic, but I know that they had more sequels.
They did.
So I'm just going to give it in mass to the Final Destination girl.
I believe she died in the second one, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay.
I thought I knew
So if you're
what
going
I
by
was.
longevity, I believe Tree Element actually makes it out of Death Day too. So
Yeah. Here's the thing. Final Destination, I immediately jumped to Clear Rivers, played by Ali Larter, who is amazing and was a long-running badass on Heroes.
Yes.
And I really like her. And I was going to say, oh, that's a lock. And then I remembered Jessica Roth is fantastic in Happy Death Day, and she does make it.
And boy, she goes through it. Like I say, a lot of these girls have rough times, but like I don't think anybody gets it as bad as she does over and over again.
I think you might be right. I think I'm going to have to go for Happy Death Day.
Okay.
Bizarre.
Rob, what do you think?
I'm going to concur.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll concur with that.
Right.
There you go.
That makes sense.
There you go. Hey, you make your case.
Well, no, I
Hello,
forgot.
Tree.
We got to go with the person, because I'm thinking of this right now. We have to go with someone who does have, who will actually get me out, and it will be this.
Right.
All right. So our next matchup is called either We Dabbled in Nihilism in College, or you know what? How about a total party kill? We have Sarah Carter from The Descent versus Dana Polk from The Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, man.
So Sarah Carter of the Spelunking team, the only one who made it out of the cave alive, or did she? And we have Dana Polk, who was the last living member of her group, but in the end, does anyone really live? Still to be debated.
Oh, wow. This is a good one.
Because an interesting conversation could be had about whether Sarah Carter deserved to be a final girl, because she did sacrifice another member of her group to save her life.
Yeah,
so.
no, she's definitely out. That movie was bonkers and
in
amazing.
Terms of death count, Dana's got it on lock.
Yeah. Boy, I think I'm gonna have to go. I think I'm gonna have to go with Cabin.
Okay.
But I worry that I'm judging that just on how much I love that movie. Although I love The Descent. Ending. But yes. Yeah, it's a great bonkers ending. Thank you, Drew Goddard.
Yeah, that's right.
Think?
Totally concur. And here's why. Descent, it's the ground demon people, right?
The crawlers.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Cabin in the Woods is everything.
Yeah. It's all the things. Yeah.
That's right.
And I mean, and you can't, Cabin in the Woods. Okay. Absolutely.
The Polk advances, which is bad for all of us.
I don't think she deserves to get it, The Descent. She just doesn't deserve it. That's the truth. You can put anybody up there, but she's just not a very good person.
Hashtag justice for Juno. Okay.
Yeah, right.
I'm with you on that one. Okay. Our next matchup is called either We Both Dated a Psycho or I Like You Better Dead. Because we have the unfortunate pairings of Wendy Torrance from The Shining and Hello, Sidney Prescott from Scream. Both bad taste in men, but worthy of surviving.
Oh, but that's not fair.
It's not fair.
Why is it not fair?
Who said it was fair? My choices are capricious and arbitrary.
Wait, what's the first choice?
Wendy Torrance.
The Shining.
Yeah. She's horrible. We're not gonna survive nothing.
Yeah,
hey, she got her kid out.
Are you kidding me? Do you remember when she does like the second swing with the baseball bat and she almost drops it? No. She can't swing a bat and go upstairs at the same time.
I feel like it might be premature for me to actually quote Scream again, but I am gonna say
I'm Sidney Prescott, of course I have a gun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Bingo.
All right, so both of you are picking Sidney?
Easy. Yeah. Easy.
Sidney advances. Good job, Nev. All right, and our last of the first round matchups, either the Queens of Scream or I'm the protagonist, you dicks, because it's Laurie Strode from Halloween versus Nancy Thompson from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Wow.
Man.
Wow.
Right?
I think this is another one where my allegiance is to Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
And
Dream Warriors.
Well, yeah. Okay. Would you stop? That is my favorite
Wes
one.
Craven's New Nightmare?
It's still on it's on the shelf. It's literally
Because
next. And
that's the return of Nancy.
Yeah.
And Heather Langenkamp. So I'll put Nancy / Heather.
Yes. I think
she plays both of them in New Nightmare.
That's the one I think I'm going to lean on, and I know I face ridicule because I passed on Halloween.
No. That's completely right. Because in the end, if you look at the whole story, just more successful.
Somewhere Ray Lancey just looked up and went, what?
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
I know.
Something's gone amiss.
There's a disturbance.
I'm looking at this from, I know I should be looking at it from the, but I mean, I just think of, Nightmare.
Oh, all right.
I'm just going to go with that.
And frankly, I haven't seen the Halloween movies in a very long time, and I don't know them as well.
Okay. Well, there's a new one that's on right now.
Yes.
Halloween Kills is available on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Is it on Peacock? Is it on Peacock?
I thought it was on Paramount Plus. Is it on Peacock?
I think it's on Peacock.
I think you're right. I think it is on Peacock. But
say more P words.
Please.
Peacock, Paramount Plus, Peacock.
All right. Nancy advances. All right. So our first second round matchup is Happy Death Day versus Cabin in the Woods, Tree Gelbman versus Dana Polk.
What do you think, Rob?
Oh, I'm still going to go Cabin because, I mean, just the variety. You're going to, I need help. I can't. I'm going to be slow.
The choice is to keep how long you'll stay alive.
Yes.
Well, and that's a very good point because I think that may be a fault in our former logic because Jessica Roth does not stay alive.
True.
In Happy Death Day again and again and again.
Yes.
And if she in any way believes that our lives are as disposable as hers,
Done.
we're in trouble.
Okay.
I think it's going to be Cabot.
Agreed. There you go.
Dana Polk advances to the finals. All right. So now we have Sidney Prescott versus Nancy Thompson.
Yeah, I
A
mean,
movie we'd all love to
It's
see.
no contest. It's no
Yeah,
contest.
Sidney Prescott.
Sidney. All right.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, then
of course.
you
That's a
guys
very
have
easy
set
one.
yourself up for Sidney Prescott versus Dana Polk.
I am confident in what Pete is about to say.
I'm glad you are. I'm actually not.
Oh, come on.
I mean,
And
okay.
debate.
It's okay. So I know you're going to come back with it's all the things because it's all the things. And
Oh,
Really?
no. Oh, no. Sydney. Oh, no. I was going to say Sydney.
oh, then we're in violent agreement.
Oh, I was
oh,
going to say.
no.
I'm
Oh,
like,
no, dude.
you
I was
okay.
with you.
violating the
No,
spirit of
wait.
this thing if you
All
choose
the
her.
things at the end of the day, the girl,
Yeah.
she keeps coming
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Generationally.
That's right.
This is a epic. No, absolutely not. After what we just witnessed earlier, no.
All right,
All
it's
right.
good. No, I feel really good about
Sydney.
that. It's Sydney.
All right, totally.
Sponsored by Scream 5. The winner
Somehow I
of the
think-
final girl elimination challenge is the one and only Sidney Prescott.
Somehow I feel like I'm going to be the chubby cameraman who ends up slit throat on my news van. I just think that's how that's going to work, but that's okay.
Amazing.
Like you're gonna be sitting in the car, will be running, and they'll be like, "Would you get out here? We need to get shots of it." Open the door.
Yeah.
You know, Gail
Yeah.
Weathers will open the door, and then
Yeah,
your
you're the
body
one
comes
making
tumbling
the
out.
van
My head
rock.
falls
Yeah,
off.
it's going to be great.
Very nice. Well done.
All right, so both of you staring comfortably at your cameras while I take care of some business. It's the season of fear, and as we know, the most terrifying thing of all is the future. Will there ever be another Saturday matinee? Will you get to hear your favorite hosts discuss the movie you most want them to? Will the next Real Family of Podcasts even survive? I'm here to tell you there's something you can do to fight those fears. You can become a member. Yes, you can assuage those fears by giving our hardworking team a few bucks a month to keep quality content like this coming into your ears. And the number isn't even a scary one. It'll cost you no more than $5 a month. Plus, you get access to live streams as we record, early access to shows in your very own personal podcast feed, access to the super secret member channels in Discord, member bonus episodes, and for real, physical stickers delivered to you by the hardworking folks at the United States Postal Service. The second scariest thing is, of course, the unknown. But we can help with that too, because you can find out the full list of all the movies in our 2021-2022 season on our page on Letterboxd. And if you inscribe the sacred word next reel at checkout, you can renew or upgrade your Letterboxd account to Pro or Patron with a 20% off discount. 2 fears conquered, 1 step closer to Daredevil. Take that, man thing. All right, it's the list game time. And we were challenged by our faithful friends to talk about movies where someone worked as a dancer. So we have each come up with 3, and possibly more, because there might be steals. I already know all of Pete's because he was demoing his technology. I know what all of them are. But
Great.
He does not go first because he did not get the first trailer. Rob did. Rob, what is your first movie where someone worked as a dancer?
And I'm about to Tatum up.
Ooh.
There it
So
is.
here we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
No,
I
wait.
didn't think it would not
I
be.
love it.
I didn't think it would be first, but I knew Rob would be the one to pick it.
No, I'm not. I had a theme, but the theme, I don't know what to tell you on this one because I have a lot of ones, but I'm just going to be pedestrian in this part. I'm just going to go with 2006's Step Up, directed by Ann Fletcher. Yes, it's starring Channing Tatum, Jenna Dewan.
Other people.
It's about dancing. I mean, Step Up. I mean,
That's
what you
is
got.
that the future Mrs. Tatum?
Are we gossiping right now?
Isn't his wife? Isn't that Channing Tatum's wife?
I don't know. I don't keep up. I didn't get an invitation, and I don't keep up.
Sorry, I thought they had met on that movie and they got married after that.
I didn't Tatum up that much.
You're letting the Tatum Nation down.
So much Tatum.
Which, by the way, in Free Guy, I got to say, I did not care for Free Guy, but he was one of the best parts of that movie.
Yes, he was, and so was Captain America.
Yes.
I really like that.
The two best people in that movie were neither of them were Ryan Reynolds.
Hey,
but there's almost no dancing in that movie, so let's move on.
That's true.
I was next. So, the big question is, can dancing save the world? I'm not sure, but it can definitely stop the community center from being knocked down to make way for another shopping mall if you've got the skills of Special K, Turbo, and Ozone from 1984's Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, that had to come too. And honestly, I thought Rob would be the one to pick it.
I know. I just wanted to get in there first.
I had another theme. It's a good pick, though. Good pick. Good
solid pick. Solid pick. Okay. First, I have a theme. Kyle, what is it? No, my first movie is this is one that I feel like it made me want to learn to ballroom dance, and that is Shall We Dance? And it's on the wrong side of my head on the live stream. That's true. It jumped over. It's Jennifer Lopez.
He stepped out of the ordinary.
He sure did.
Onto the correct shoulder.
He stepped right out of it. Yeah. This is there's a lot of fluff in this movie, and yet I still wanted Jennifer Lopez to teach me how to ballroom dance. Wow. That is the best first dance I've ever seen. It is so sexy. And so it's that Richard Gere. I'll do that all day.
So far, we are up to 2 J-Lo references in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Those you keeping count at home. Oh, it's the secret game. We'll find out about that on the Show Talk channel.
Okay, Rob.
Okay, so I went really lowbrow on my theme, as you're about to find out. This is the 2008 dance film directed by John Chu in his directorial debut, Step Up 2, The Streets. Can I tell you something? Wait, hold on. We got to say this. I've seen almost all of these in like different times, right? Like, I had a kid who was like, whatever. And then I saw this stuff. John Chu, had no idea he directed the sequel to Step Up. What?
I say you, when you need a sequel done, you call John Chu.
Yeah, you do.
You got your Fast and Furious. You got your Star Trek. You got your Step Ups. Call John Chu.
Yeah.
Dang.
He's a competent dance film director, as you can see in Star Trek.
That's right.
All right.
No
Drop
Tatum,
the
though.
beast.
That was
No
Tatum. That was Tatum-less. Tatum-less. So anyway.
Tatum-free.
There you go.
All right. Back to me. Who cares about sleep when you can snooze in school? You'll never get to college, but you'll sure look cool. Who needs a cap and a gown when you're the nicest kids in town? It's time for the Corny Collins Show, brought to you by Ultra Clutch Hairspray from 2007.
Wow.
The John Travolta version. Yeah, that's right. I didn't do the John Waters original. Doing the musical.
I'm glad you clarified.
Yeah.
I'm glad you clarified. That Travolta, he's a song and dance man.
That Travolta. Yes, he can. He can both sing and dance. And I gotta say, there's a lot of people actually in that. Michelle Pfeiffer does some really good singing and dancing in that as well.
Truth.
And Christopher Walken is 100% believing that John Travolta is his wife. He is committed in that movie. It's amazing.
Yes.
He is in love
when is
with
he
Edna.
not
It's
committed?
amazing.
That Walken. Next one I want to talk about is, let's see if you can see this coming. It's a little bit, okay. You see the trailer, you think to yourself, not my kind of movie. But let me tell you, this movie is fantastic. I really enjoyed Hustlers. Jennifer Lopez is a hustling stripper.
That's
and
3 on the J-Lo count.
I know. Am I right?
Wow.
She is I think this movie is I think they did great in this movie. It is much more than the title would allow, although she brings it in her opening pole dance to Fiona Apple. And as
there's 2 things I would not have put together.
Right. And it is brings it. J-Lo brings it. So there you go.
I was interested in that movie. I bought that movie, and it still sits unwatched in my collection.
Oh,
but maybe this will be the impetus.
Yeah,
I need
you should
to
put it
actually
on.
go and take her.
She's great. This is the movie that my wife says, I need to work out a lot more. Because J-Lo looks fantastic. She is just so strong, and I mean, she's great. She's great. So
this is the one with Constance Wu, right?
Sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. Back to you, Rob.
Hey, so before the crazy rich Asian money came in, John Chu, he had to do another sequel. I don't know if you heard about this one. This one's in 2010. It's called Step Up 3D.
Do you have any plans to be on the show ever again?
Hey, listen,
I was just
I'm
wondering.
going to tell you this. No, because no, hold on. Because I got to say, I did not want to pick anything. I didn't want to pick anything pedestrian. That's all that had come up in my head when we thought about this theme. Plus, I have a lot of bonus movies to talk about. So I will recover.
You're going to save your best material for the bonus?
No,
the
it's not.
Unpublished,
it's
no one
worst.
will ever hear from you again kind of material?
Well, no, it's not.
Yeah, you're footnote here?
I thought, okay, so the time out here. I couldn't bring up Grease 2 because, well, I hope that's not a steal, but it's not a steal. One of the Mandys brought that up, I think, just like a month or two ago. Mm-hmm. I can't say from Justin to Kelly. That wasn't going to happen. What do you want me to do there? And do you want me to pull out? I don't know. I want to take any of yours.
I think I actually used from Justin to Kelly on this show.
Were we serious?
I can't remember.
No, I looked for it. It wasn't on here. And I got to tell you something. As I was doing research and I came up to these and I was like, well, and I didn't want to go to the obvious Tatum route because hello, right? And again, maybe you have one of those picks. I just thought this was amazing because you get to talk about that. John Chu did the second and third sequels to Step Up. And oh, by the way, there's still 2 more Step Up movies. And I'm going to say them because I know neither of you picked these. There's Step Up Revolution and Step Up All In. So, I mean, listen.
Pete, I need to have a sidebar with you for a moment.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, I think the show's going pretty well.
Well, 2/3 of it are.
Yeah, I thought so. All right. So Rob picked 3 movies from the same series, sequential sequels, right? And now I feel like he's trash talking us for our picks, even though he's the one that picked 3 movies.
This is very clearly a rubber glue situation.
Yeah, I think so, right?
I think.
Okay,
yeah.
I just want to make sure that I was getting the same vibe as you.
Here's the thing. He usually works so hard.
I know. He has the theme and he digs into that, but this time
he's in his new office, his new studio. He's got all of the accoutrements and he decides to phone it in.
You can tell that must be where all of the mental energy is going. It's just decorating.
Yes.
Because it clearly is not going into the game.
Yeah.
So okay, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. All right, let's go back to the main show.
Sounds great.
All right.
Hey, just to finish up.
Yeah.
As my wife says, sometimes I misjudge my entertainment value. And in this might be one of those moments. So listen, I thought I had a funny thing that I could bring together. You're welcome. Step Up 3D. Whatever.
I'm sorry. Please tell me again. What was the subtitle? Step Up 3.
Oh, just Step Up 3D.
Yeah. Step Up 3D.
3D.
Oh, yeah. No.
It plays it on double bill with Avatar a lot.
Well,
you're already wearing the glasses, why not?
2 films of the same caliber. All right, here we go.
What do you got? Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
wrap it up.
For mine, I looked at some funny stuff too, but I have to say, I actually went sort of a little bit serious for this because I'm not a big dance movie fan, but there's one movie that's about dancing that I think is probably legitimately one of the best dance movies of all time. It is my favorite of all dance movies. It is the first of the Red Curtain trilogy from 1993, Baz Luhrmann's Strictly Ballroom.
Oh.
That movie I have not seen it since it came out. I saw it in theaters in the 90s. And I thought it was amazing then. I don't know if it holds up, but I have very, very fond memories of that. And the soundtrack is banging.
I am so relieved that you put that on your list because since it hadn't gotten picked, I was going to pick it. It's sort of a pre-steal.
Very nice.
But because you did, I get to play my third in my what I like to call J-Lo, my J-Lo appreciation picks. And you're going to say, wait, Pete, of course, that Honey Daniels is not actually J-Lo, right?
That's Jessica Alba.
And I'm going to say, I know that, but my kid didn't. when he said, "Hey, is this another J-Lo movie?" And I thought, that's perfect. Honey Daniels, she's working her hip hop off to be a choreographer, and she gets the gig with Missy Elliott, who may be the funniest thing in this movie. It is a feel-good hip hop dance off. There's a little Mekhi Phifer, he's in it. He's great. He brings exactly that hot Mekhi Phifer energy that you really need in this kind of movie. Good music, good times, good dancing. Jessica Alba. Talk about bringing it. I mean, it's not like Hustlers level bringing it, but she does bring it. You can consider it brought once Alba has been on screen. That's what I'm going to say.
Not like Step Up. It's not Step Up. Bring it.
Let's say if there's anything that dabbles in step up territory, it's probably Honey, but I still stand by my collection versus your entire 5 parts.
Jeez.
That was during like the Dark Angel days, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's before the Hollywood machine got a hold of her.
That's right. She's a straight up pro now. I mean, she's
absolutely.
Smart, savvy. Yeah. What do you got, Rob? Is this the in defense of Rob, the wait, hear me out portion of the show?
And this is where the entertainment value is still there. So please don't cancel me. But I just want to say, okay, when I saw this topic, the first 2 movies I thought of, Moulin Rouge, like the first one, and I was like, well, I can't pick Moulin Rouge because Moulin Rouge, right?
Why can't you pick Moulin Rouge?
Yeah, Moulin Rouge would have been a great pick.
It would have been a fantastic pick.
Satine.
Well, but I thought, it's one of my favorite movies of all time, but I thought it was I had to bring a different game. It's not just it's an obvious choice. And that's why Strictly Ballroom is great. Baz Luhrmann, another Baz Luhrmann, great pick. That's smart, right? But then the other movie that I wanted and I'm not going to do Magic Mike. Jesus, come on, right?
Yeah, that was a little on the nose.
Right? It was going to be Showgirls.
Oh, I think Showgirls would have been a valid choice as well.
Rob, I'm really glad you've given us this opportunity to tell you that it is confirmed your Step Up collection blows. And it's nice to know, it is redemptive in some way to know that you did have some good movies in the back pocket.
Yeah. I had a whole story to tell. Because that's the entertainment value, regardless of what my wife says.
Well, somebody had to buy the Steelbook collection, so I mean, it was just sitting there Best Buy. Who else was going to get it? All right,
no,
alternates then. So, Rob, you already been through yours. Pete, what else did you have?
No, this was my big 3. I went in for the J-Lo trio, and I couldn't remember any other J-Lo dance movies. I'm sure there are, and I just missed them. But when I had Honey on the screen, and my son said, "Yeah, that's J-Lo," I thought, I'm in good hands.
And the 90s marketing executives were like, yes!
Yeah, right. Yeah, totally. 100%.
It worked.
What'd you have?
The 2 I had were Dirty Dancing.
Of course.
Havana Nights.
Oh, see?
Havana Nights.
You gotta wait for it. I'm fascinated by that movie because it's terrible, but the genesis of that movie is so fascinating because, like, Peter Siegel, I think, from NPR, wrote this beautiful screenplay about Cuba and this time of revolution. And then, he wrote this really, nice coming-of-age tale. And then by the time it gets through the Hollywood machine and comes to the other side, it's Dirty Dancing Havana Nights. And he's like, what happened to my soft little story about Cuba? And the other one was...
Kyle, I just need to tell you real quick. Rob actually just told me I really wish Kyle had picked Havana Nights.
My realization, I want to have seen it. I hate putting on movies that I have not seen, so that one didn't make it onto the list for that reason. And the second one was a movie I did not know existed, but I started looking up the worst dance movies of all time, and this one came up in the list. It stars a really powerhouse group of comedic actors: Nick Frost, Rashida Jones, Chris O'Dowd, and even Ian McShane. It's called Cuban Fury. And it's about Nick Frost learning to salsa dance to seduce Rashida Jones.
Yes.
I didn't even know this was a real movie. I watched the trailer and still can't believe it's a real movie. I have never seen it, but it's...
I think
Wow.
I think the guys did the guys do that movie on Trailer Rewind some time ago. Would have been a long time ago when before they started picking really great movies. No. I think that has been done. I feel like I've done art for that at one point in the last 10 years. It's worth seeing.
Okay.
But make sure you really, I mean, seriously, have nothing better to do.
And on that ringing endorsement, Pete, can you tell us what's up next on the next reel?
Well, that is the big news, Kyle. I'm so glad you asked. We're not riffing off of anything anymore.
What?
Right. That's right. Big change on the Saturday matinee, and I'm very excited about it because, so often, as you well know, gentlemen, sometimes we pick movies on the main show that nobody's ever seen, and it makes it sometimes difficult to actually come up with a list topic for the next week. So we've decided to make the change, and now the three of us, whoever is hosting the show that week, the trio, gets to determine solely the list for next week.
Okay.
And that's right. So the three of us get to come up with what we want next week's hosts to talk about. And next week's host, just so I can out them properly, Steve Sarmento, Mandy Kaplan, and Pete Wright. That's right. I'm doing back-to-backs. So whatever we come up with today, I have to do next week with Steve and Mandy. I'm very excited about this change.
Okay.
We can base it on whatever we want. It can be seasonal. It can be something we've talked about on the show tonight that we'd like to see more of. Whatever you want, it's up to us to listify it.
I just want to say, first of all, I think that's a great idea. I almost felt like I should say, wow, I died on the list hill, the list challenge hill tonight for this. But I also want to thank you, and I mean this sincerely, because you could have ad-libbed that intro totally, and you could have been like, look, Rob was such an embarrassment tonight that we're saying, forget it. That's it. We're done. I mean, you could have. I would.
I mean, what you haven't seen is I have already updated the graphic to the Rob Cabasco Memorial List Challenge.
Son of a anyway. I killed it, man. You know why they don't do it anymore? Because listen to episode 203, and that was it. I'm done.
Yeah,
Rob right. And Channing Tatum.
That sounds great. That sounds like a great idea.
Yes, I think it's fun, and I think it makes for a fun challenge for next week's host. So, what do we want to give them?
Okay, well, obviously it is the spooky season, so we could do something in the realm of the supernatural. But I hate to do anything typical like movie monster and that kind of stuff. What about are there enough annoying sidekicks in horror
like horror side? Do they have to be annoying?
Oh, you guys don't have to be annoying.
Could just be horror sidekicks,
yeah.
like the great horror sidekicks. And like you did with Ellen Ripley, I might say Igor. Like Igor gets to be the memorialized sort of model sidekick. What other horror sidekicks can you come up with? I wonder.
Okay.
I kind of like that. Like that. That's a good option. Rob, what do you think?
Yeah, what are you feeling there, Rob?
I like that.
Okay, well, that's one.
That's probably that or Best Exorcism.
Oh,
Best Exorcism.
Oh, wow. Wait, I thought I was joking. Now that I think about it.
Sometimes you just got to say it out loud, right, Rob? Did you say step up out loud?
Well, I'm a little scared. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little... I just want to say, no, like... well, Best Exorcism. I don't know if you'd say it's best.
Are there 9?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's like, I could come up with 3, but like, could there be 9?
There'd be a lot of steals.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. And so, I mean, there's good steals, and then there's like, we all picked the same 3 movies.
Yeah. That's suddenly not as much fun of a game.
Yeah. Best appearances of the devil. No,
best stabbing.
Best stabbing.
Thinking about my J-Lo fixation today, it made me think of what was the movie where her ex-husband was chasing her down and that and she had to go into hiding and change her name.
Oh yes, I know. I've seen that movie. I don't know what it was too.
But it made me think of great.
By the way, that's 4.
Great horror houses. Not like mansions or horror castles, but best horror houses. Best houses as locations for horror movies, for horror sequences.
Okay, I like that. Best horror houses.
So,
okay.
Got to be really careful on how you pronounce that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's sure.
Best little horror houses in Texas.
Best horror houses in film.
So this is a bit of a left turn just because in the horror thing.
Okay.
But I was thinking about Scream, and I was thinking about Stab. So Stab is a fake movie and a real movie. Can we do a list of best fake movies from movies?
Best fake movies in movies.
Yes, I would give you examples, but that would help them.
But I mean, you could give me examples.
I can
because you're not on the show next week.
I can think of 5 or 6 of them.
I've got 3 right now.
Okay.
I don't mind this one.
Okay.
Best fake movies inside other movies.
Yes.
Okay. And it could be, are there constraints on that?
And I would say even if there's I would say no.
Okay.
I mean, because
so it can be let's say it could be a movie playing in the movie. It could be a movie production.
Yes, I can think of direct examples, but let me give you an example of that one I can't think of. Notting Hill. She is an actress.
Yeah.
In movie. So her movies that she was in could technically be part of that thing. Because she's been in movies. She's not Julia Roberts. She's whoever she is in Notting Hill.
Right.
But so those are fake movies inside of movies.
But do you have to see the movie in production somehow to make it count?
Is that too limiting? I would say yes, but I think that might be too limiting. Because when you do that, it drops it down to, once again, can we get more than 9?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Can we? I mean, maybe the answer is yes. I'm just asking the question.
I feel like we have to be able to do that. I think that has to be the limit. Because just talking about people who are playing actors, if we don't see them in the role of acting inside the movie, then it shouldn't count. Just playing an actor is not enough. Is there a way to
put that in the language of it, or is it just the caveat we're putting on is that you have to see? They can't just talk about it.
Yeah, you have to see them at work.
You have to see. Yeah,
you have to see it's the act of making movies in movies.
Yes. Best fake movies inside other movies.
Yeah. Best fake movies inside other movies. Love it. I love it. I'm excited about it. Cabasco, everybody cares about your opinion tonight. What do you got?
I mean, it's better than Best Impalement. I mean, sure.
Well, I think Mel Gibson's got.
What do you want?
We still had. Oh, now I see where you went there.
I didn't say it.
What we have, we also had best sidekicks. To know. We had best sidekicks and horror houses and exorcisms. And so, does best fake movies inside other movies?
That's kind of why I thought it'd be a nice left turn, especially because I sort of put that one as the Mandy choice.
Yes, I agree.
The Mandy choice.
Because God love her, she does not like horror.
She does not like horror movies. You're right. That's fair. That's very kind.
Will the audience, will our faithful,
thoughtful of you,
next real flock decide to take pity? And
let me tell you. Let me stop you right there. We're not going to ask.
We're not.
No. We just do it. We're done. We're done.
No, that's over. I killed that.
Yeah, that's done. No, this is the one pick, the one true pick we just came up with. We decided between amongst ourselves, and now that's the game. The game is afoot.
We picked. Oh, okay.
We're
I
done.
thought we had to pick 3.
No, we're done. No, we were just spitballing. That was the idea. We were in some blue sky ideation right there, Kyle.
Right.
Clearly, you haven't worked in enough conference rooms.
I'm not,
because there's a lot of ideation that happens.
And now you could say that we stepped up to the challenge.
No one would ever say that, Rob.
No, I would not say that. No, that would be something I would
seriously. What am I doing here? What am I
doing? A question Pete's been asking himself for the last hour and 10 minutes.
I know.
Outstanding, yes, and Kyle.
Sorry.
Outstanding.
Shameless self-promotion. Hey, if you like other shows that aren't like this one, you should check out the Swashbuckling Ladies Debate Society, which is the show that I write and produce. It is a audio drama podcast. We are in our 3rd season, and we have also opened up our membership pool. So if you got $5, give it to Next Reel. If you got $10, hey, how about throwing some our way too? Because you also get episodes early with more bonus scenes and a special limited miniseries that I wrote and created just for you. Yes, you. So hop on over to truestory.com. Wait, True Story. Let me tell you that one more time because you need to know this URL. truestories.fm/swashbuckling.
Kyle, may I plug something?
Please. This is the time for plugs.
I would like to plug a new little audio drama that I have just stumbled onto. It's called the Swashbuckling Ladies Debate Society.
Ooh,
because I listened to episode 3 this week and I enjoyed it so much that I had to text you and tell you how much I enjoyed it. It was,
that's true.
Speaking of left turns, I just loved it. And I'm a big fan. truestory.fm/swashbuckling.
There you go.
Sign up today.
There you go. And if you have any grads who needed guarded, I would recommend getting Grad Guard.
Yo. Son of a gun, seriously.
Yeah.
That's a future story we're going to talk about. I just wanted to just immensely thank everyone. It's been enjoyable to be a part of Saturday Matinee, as this is my final show.
It was a good run. It was a good run.
I've really enjoyed this. You guys have been wonderful. To the haters, I love you. Yeah, no, this has been great. And now I'm going to go and listen to Swashbuckling.
Mark your calendars, everybody, because that hot Rob Cabasco energy is going to be back on October 28th in the live stream.
Right before Halloween.
Can't wait for that. Well, he's got to finish up the step.
Wow.
Is there any way we can get best fake movies inside of other movies? Does Step Up 4 and 5 count?
No, stop right there. I'm gonna swerve. I can tell you already that week the list for the next week is gonna be favorite Channing Tatum movies.
Outstanding.
I've already got my 3.
Beginning with the word step.
I've already got my 3, and one of them involves a wolf boy ice skating in the air. And on that note, that was our Saturday Matinee. Thank you all for listening. Like, subscribe, do all the things. And you know what? Go do something nice for yourself.
Thanks, everybody.